boy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Texas Man back with another video. We're going to be talking about What If Season 3. This is the final season of the What If show. It was released in 2024, at the tail end of it. Of course, it is a Disney Plus exclusive. Fair warning. I've got very little nice to say about this show, about this season. Yeah, and the show in general. I rewatched season 1 and 2 before I started up the final season here, season 3 of What If. Did you guys notice something kind of bizarre? Season 1, 9 episodes. Season 2, 9 episodes. Season 3, 8. 8 episodes. They couldn't even be bothered to make the episode count consistent with each season. I'm sorry. And you know what? Probably for the best, because I don't know if I could stomach another 30 minutes of this Captain Carter show. That's what this should have been called. This show is not What If scenarios. It should have been called The Captain Carter Show, plus side characters that you don't give two shits about. This epic conclusion to this multiverse show. This season, I went in, and anybody else with half a brain should be going into the last season of any show, not just this show in general, but any show, and asking the big question. Does the show end on a high note, or an absolute travesty, or a failure? And then sometimes you could have it in between. Like, I know a lot of people are in between when it comes to, like, Lost still, even though that show ended, I think, in the best way possible. Okay? I'm going to tell you straight up before we get any further, and the rest of this video is going to be me explaining this extremely simple answer to that question. Does What If end as a show on a high note or a failure or in between? The answer is simple. It ends on a failure. Because of one simple reason. The What If show, again, proves that it's not a What If show. It is a Captain Carter show. And then all the other episodes without her in it are telling the origin story of all these superheroes that are going to team up with Captain Carter to battle a multiverse threat. And guess what episode 7 out of 8 does? It introduces Captain Carter. She meets up with all these characters from the first 6 episodes that are actually still relevant. And she forms a new Avengers-like team to battle a multiverse threat. Again, I need to stress this. Season 1 and Season 2, they were at their best when they were telling individual separate stories. When each episode was telling a separate story and not setting up an Avengers multiversal threat. Those episodes were generally good. Not masterpieces, but generally good. However, that's not how it stays with Season 1, 2, or 3. They follow the exact same formula, but somehow Season 2 and 3, they follow that formula in a worst case scenario. Okay? Episode 1 of this show, I thought, was decent. You know, it starts off with the fact that Banner tried to remove the Hulk, but instead he creates this new monster that ends up killing the original Avengers, starts a Gamma War, and it's kind of funny because, like, that whole episode was basically just Pacific Rim and Power Rangers smashed together. Episode 2 has Agatha Harkness becoming an MCU god. But, you know, if you ask too many questions about logic within that episode, like, how does Agatha have the ability to defeat all of the Eternals? And why does she give up the ability to be God, basically? And she can create and destroy whatever she wants by whatever she wants to think. Instead, she gives up all that power to be a movie star, to be a movie actor. Are you kidding me? The writing team for this season is so stupid. Episode 3 has Red Guardian stopping the Winter Soldier from killing Tony Stark's parents. Now, you might think that's really cool. Here's where we run into problems, though. Why does Red Guardian stop the Winter Soldier from killing Tony Stark's parents? Reasons are unknown. This show doesn't tell you why he does it. He just does it. And then it turns into a buddy comedy episode. But not a single joke is funny. Okay? I'm easy to make me laugh. Okay? If you come up with a good joke, I'm going to laugh. If you come up with a bad joke, I'm just going to stare at you. Real simple. Okay? They also made the Winter Soldier like a dumbass. He is treated like a total dumbass in episode 3. And he also makes just completely stupid, illogical decisions. If you have watched What If, Season 3, Episode 3, compare Winter Soldier from that episode to the movie Captain America, the Winter Soldier. You are going to see a gigantic, huge gap in character. They're completely two different characters. They're not the same character, even though they're voiced, I believe, by the same actor / played by the same actor. They're not the same character in this MCU. They're not. Completely different. Episode 4 was a continuation of a past episode from another season. I honestly don't remember if it was season 1 or 2. I think it was 2. But it was about Thor having a party of a what-if scenario of what would happen if he showed up to Earth in a different time. And the episode focuses on Darcy having sex. Listen to this. I'm going to repeat it for you in case you don't believe me. Darcy has sex with Howard the Duck. She gets pregnant, and then she has an egg pop out of her. Not a normal baby. First of all, how does a duck and a human woman have sex? How does that work? And then how does that work so a female woman could get pregnant? How does that's just biologically impossible, okay? And instead of having a baby, whether it's half human, half duck, or whatever, Darcy shits out an egg. She shits out an egg. And then the rest of the episode is that the entire galaxy believes that the egg is an all-powerful being because the egg was born on a day where all the planets in the entire universe, in the entire galaxy, were aligned. So she is a powerful being. She's a god, I guess. Because you're telling me anybody that gets born on a day where all the planets in the galaxy get aligned together, they're all god-powered? Why is it just this one egg? I'm sure there's many other people that were born on that day. But it's this egg that literally everybody is after. Like Thanos and everybody. And of course, for the show to happen and be sped up into only being 30 minutes, somehow S.H.I.E.L.D., back on Earth, has the ability to leave Earth and travel in the known galaxy, like going into places like nowhere. Somehow. There's no explanation. They don't even have ships that just show up. The characters just show up into different scenarios in different places. How the heck does S.H.I.E.L.D. leave Earth? They do not have spaceships. And if they do, they're never seen. Overall, episode 4, it's just full of dumb writing, terrible action, non-funny comedy, and just very poor storytelling. We're halfway through. Episode 5, Starts off with one of the most bizarre things. Somehow bullets are able to hurt Vision now. Isn't he made of vibranium? Like, what? The episode spends a lot of time on making Ironheart smarter than Iron Man. As if they didn't try to beat us over the head with that in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Less said about this episode, the better. I think it was a decent episode. It had some good acting, good action, and some cool mysteries. It's one of those episodes that just goes, whew, you watch it and you forget it kind of thing. Episode 6, the story at least made sense. The action was good. The music was good. The Watcher ends up intervening and helping out, but it makes no sense as to why he decides to help out in this universe, in this episode, instead of helping out with the fact that the original Avengers are getting killed off by Hulk 2.0 minions. Why didn't he intervene in that universe, but he's willing to intervene in an episode 6 universe? That makes no sense. I just don't get it. And then episode 6 kind of leads into the fact that, the What If show is not a What If show. And that leads into episode 7, because guess who returns again? Yay! Captain Carter returns. Why do we have to have more multiversal bullshit? Literally, this episode begins another Avengers multiversal threat. And instead of it, at least it's not fucking Super Ultron from season 1. And at least it's not Doctor Strange gone cuckoo. At least it's not those two people. Again. No, the multiversal villain of the show is the Watcher Council. Yeah. The final villain of the What If show is a bunch of Watchers on a council board. Because they're pissed off at the fact that the Watcher has constantly been interfering in the affairs of universes. He's supposed to be watching. He's not supposed to interfere. Now, that makes logical sense. But, how is anybody in any universe gonna have the power level to fight other Watchers? Oh, wait a minute. We've got Captain Carter. Because she's good at everything and she has no flaws. Do you know what they call that in storytelling and story writing? A Mary Sue. Okay, episode 7 introduces this Avengers multiversal threat. Let me also stress something really important to you. The 4 main characters, the 4 main heads of this new Avengers group, they're all women. MCU confirmed. Now, they do get to show off Ultra Super Mega Beefy, whatever he's called, Ultron again. And that was cool. It felt like a great character development. And at the end, he kind of helps our heroes out because he realizes, hey, you know what? My whole purpose in life was to make the entire world be at peace. But in order for that to happen, there could be no life. And now that there's no life, I feel lonely. Shocking. Last episode gives us the origin of the Watcher. I don't care. I'm sorry. I could care less of how this all-knowing being just comes into existence. I don't care. A lot of the time in this episode gets spent on a courtroom drama. And it does a recap of all the episodes from the start of season 1. If you've seen Joker 2, whatever it's called, Joker 2 just works. If you've seen that movie, you've seen half of this episode. And it will put you to sleep just like that movie almost did for me. Also, this episode breaks canon because last I remember, Doctor Strange died at the end of season 2. Somehow, evil Doctor Strange, he's still alive. So he comes back somehow. Makes no sense. And then, in the final battle, the Avengers, to defeat the evil Watcher Council, the Avengers in this episode, they become Watcher gods. I am not joking when I say this out loud. They become Watcher-like gods by saying an oath. Literally, the Watcher that's been watching all the events for all these seasons and episodes, he literally tells the Avengers, say this oath and you'll be able to stand up against them. And you'll be able to have a fighting chance to defeat them. They literally become gods. Okay, if you thought Captain Carter wasn't a total badass Mary Sue of a character, she literally gets MCU god powers along with all of her other characters. But she is the sole person. She's more of a Mary Sue than Rey Palpatine. Okay? Because through the power of will and friendship and hope and determination, she eliminates the evil Watchers, and then she sacrifices herself. I'm going to move away from the Mary Sue problem. Are you seriously going to tell me that if the Watcher tells you say this certain oath that you can just become an MCU god? So anybody in the MCU could do so? Plot hole. Overall, guys, I think What If is going to be remembered as how Captain Carter saved the multiverse numerous times from threats and then sacrificed herself to end the ultimate multiversal threat. Instead of... This is not what the What If show is going to be remembered for. And that's what the What If show should have been from the beginning in Season 1, Episode 1. It was supposed to tell individual what if scenarios that people like me and many others that are Marvel fans were wanting. And we never got them. I think, honestly, if you want, watch What If Season 1, and that is it. Don't waste your time with Season 2. Do not waste your time with Season 3 if you haven't watched it yet. Because they add nothing. Season 2 added nothing good to what Season 1 established. Season 3 adds nothing good to what Season 1 or 2 established. It adds nothing of value to the show. As a Season 3 adds nothing to the show. I am glad the show is over. I am glad they are going to be trying to do other things, whether they're good or bad. I am glad this what if scenario is done, because we never got a what if type of show of what people like me and many other people were hoping for and wanted. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of potential. It was a waste of resources. Waste of manpower. What the F? Why was Season 3 somehow worse than the first two? I know generally when you have something good, it kind of trickles down to becoming garbage, almost like the Venom trilogy. But this went from, I don't know what I gave Season 1. I think I gave it like an 8 or a 9. And then I would probably give Season 2 like a 6 or a 7. This last season, I'm going to literally forget it after I'm done with this video. That's how boring, how unbelievably garbage the characters and the storytelling and the world building was in this season. I still remember all the episodes from Season 1, even though that was like 2-3 years ago or something. I still remember that. I have fun memories. I like Marvel Zombies as an episode. That's a real cool what if scenario. But we don't get anything of that nature, that passion in Season 3. And it's really sad. So I'm going to give the final season of What If a 2 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. And I will see you guys on the next video or stream.